Welcome, everybody, to episode 20 of the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders weekly review of Star Wars Resistance. Today, we will be talking about No Escape Part 1.
Everything is finally happening.
It finally fucking happened. Like, that was the best. That's all I've been waiting for, was to watch his stupid face get crushed when he watches everybody he knows and loves die.
What a brilliant way to end it too. I was just like that. Yes, this is the perfect ending to the first two-part ending of this series.
Oh yeah.
So let's quickly go over the premise of this episode. We pick up right where we leave off. Kaz is with the two children, his droid and Niku, and they need to figure out a way to rescue Yeager. Just as Captain Doza goes up and steps to Commander Pyre, he gets arrested, but not before we get to see his droid do a little droid ass whipping, which was awesome.
That was pretty dope.
I have to say, the droids in this episode really made me proud.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, definitely.
the droid fight in between the two little roller droids. Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was pretty sweet.
I just love it. It reminded me of episode 3, where R2-D2 is kicking the shit out of a couple droids in the hangar of Grievous's starship. I just thought it was great. Oiling the ground and burning them up. Okay, so they figure out that they need to go up and under into a lower area. Like Kaz needs to get into a lower area in order to get back into the tower somehow. He doesn't really have a fully fledged plan, but he goes out with the droid into the ocean with his rebreather, and he notices probably one of the stupidest things I've ever seen in my life. And that's two scuba droids with not just their water helmet, but their actual helmet under their water helmet.
Yeah, I did not understand the scuba troopers like that. Like that just seems so pointless. Like, think of fucking TIE fighters.
Right.
They don't need a second helmet on their helmet, and they're in space, for fuck's sake.
So many helmets in so little time. I just feel like,
yeah, I wasn't exactly a fan of that.
Like, people were just like, no, we can't show them as people, even though they already had. So let's just put the scuba gear over their first order armor. And there had to be someone that just raised their hand in the boardroom like, isn't that gonna look fucking stupid? And they're like, shut up, Kyle, you're always disagreeing with everything. And that was the end of it.
You don't know Star Wars like we know Star Wars. Then they
go get me a coffee, Kyle. Just, I don't know. It took me completely out of the episode for the moments that they were in there. But we did see some really nice little underwater fights, and, some of it defied underwater motion. But you know what? I forgive it just because it's a cartoon.
Whatever. And I loved that Kaz kept kicking while CB whatever was propelling him. It's like, that's kind of pointless, dude. Like,
you're not helping, you idiot. Stupid. Yeah, so he eventually gets into the back into the Colossus where he can crawl around, and in a very Lassie-like moment, Doza's daughter's dog, I just want to say 3Ds, finds Kaz and leads him to Doza's daughter.
Yeah.
I would say her name, but quite frankly, I can't remember it at the moment. So Doza's daughter.
I forgot to.
So anyway, together they have that little droid fight, and they go sneaking through, trying to figure out a way to get to the tower in order to rescue, of course, now Captain Doza and why can't I remember his name? Yeager, thank you. And they run across, and I'm skipping some other things, so let me pick those up really quick before we talk about the very end that's right here, where what's her name? Why? I'm watching Tam, thank you.
Yeah, where she gets
indoctrinated.
Proposed, like, hey, you could come fly for the First Order. And she's like, hey, fucking A, bro. Let's do this.
I totally could. All right. And I knew, like, we called it. We knew they were going to fall into that stupid pitfall of, her feeling like they all were against her. And it was just too easy. Just lazy writing. Even though Yeager's protesting as he's being taken away, even though he was taken and abducted way before she was, and she had time to have a fucking meal. And what did they do? Like a lap around the Colossus before they took him to like the detention center?
I guess so.
Even Doza was in the detention room waiting for him. So they must have been like, hey, you know what? Let's take this guy for a walk.
They wanted to smack him around a little.
Yeah, the time frame didn't make much sense to me. But that being said, what happened before we get to the very end, what happened with Niku and the twins in the hyperdrive room. We had fucking talked about this in a previous episode. That this was a flying station.
Just kidding. I have no idea what you said because my internet keeps cutting out.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's what happens when you have gig internet. Apparently, it cuts out.
Oh, man. Okay, so let me say it again.
So what were we saying?
Niku and the twins in the hyperspace room.
Yeah, seeing that fucking hyperdrive unit. Yeah, that was... I think if they hadn't shown that, it would have been bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it had to be a fucking station. Like an actual, like, mobile station.
It makes me excited that they are going to end up using this in episode 9. Like, we're going to see this station in episode 9.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool, which also leads me to hope that we're going to see those two junk traders in episode 9.
I would like that. As much as I can't stand most of the characters in this, and I mean, really, they're just there for B stories and, comedic value. I fucking like them, so I'd like to see them.
Me too. But anyway, so the meat and potatoes of this, other than the huge reveal that this is actually a space station, not just an underwater, like a traveling space station, is that Kaz witnesses General Hux giving his Nazi speech and the destruction of Hosnian Prime. Finally, there are real consequences that have meaning and lasting impact on these characters.
Took fucking forever, but whatever. At least I got to see that look on his face.
Oh, it was just so good. So good. I really liked this episode.
Me too. It was a fun one.
It's sad that the end of the season, we start to get like the best episode.
Well, I mean, that's sort of par for the course, though. I mean, it seems like that's how they always work these goddamn series.
It's true. Unfortunately. I feel like next season is going to be really interesting, though.
It should be. I mean, if it goes in line with everything else. I mean, season 2 of Rebels, I fucking thoroughly loved that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Clone Wars can do no wrong.
But it's going to open up the world. Like, we're going to see all of the wonderful things that we saw in episodes 7 and 8. Mm-hmm. Well, somewhat wonderful in 8. But, we're going to get that world. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. And because we don't see them in the films, I'm hoping that they have interaction with the starfighters that are missing from episode 8. Because since it picks up so quickly after episode 7, and hopefully what if we saw Lando in episode 2? What if we saw Maz Kanata in season 2, I mean?
I mean, it could happen.
I think it's totally plausible. We saw those other Colossus refugees going to Maz's planet. Why wouldn't they bring them
that
back?
Is true.
If not as a resistance force to kick any remaining First Order off if they're incapable of doing it in season 1, which I think they will. But then it just brings everything all around full circle. What if we already spoke a little bit of this, but what about the trade dispute that Maz Kanata is dealing with is on the Colossus with some residual droids or soldiers that were left behind, and she just didn't want to.
Fucking awesome to see.
Oh gosh!
Finally get a peek behind the curtain, like see the other side of the camera.
Yeah, so many possibilities. I'm so excited. What were your favorite parts of this? Was it just the Hosnian Prime thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're a horrible person.
Yeah, I really like that because, I'm a bad guy, I guess. Yeah, no, I just like pretty much this entire episode was great. I mean, it's pretty sad that in an episode that was heavy with Niku, he wasn't my least favorite character. Like, it was actually Tamara this time.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking crybaby. It's like, dude, get over it. Your friends had secret lives. Everybody's friends have secret lives.
Yeah.
Get over it. At least you had a steak dinner.
I'm going to take your mom out to a nice steak dinner and never call her again. Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. Sorry, I had to do an Anchorman.
Damn it, and I just missed everything that you just said.
Oh, man, what the fuck?
This is bullshit. I hate Skype.
Fucking Skype shit. All right, well, I don't know. This might be our shortest review. I don't know what else to say about this. What are you looking forward to in this last one? Because I genuinely don't have any other things that I'm expecting. Like, we saw everything that was teased, so...
Pretty much. I mean, of course, we're going to see the Colossus leave. I'm excited to see that, like, see it in its entirety. Yeah, everything else, I really don't know where it's going to go.
I'm so curious. What do you want to happen in the next one?
Niku to fall out of one of the panels as the Colossus is flying off.
That's fair.
I mean, that's really about it. I already got my one taste of happiness where I got to see, you know, Kaz's family die.
Oh my god!
I mean, hey, you know what? I can talk shit. I've had that happen before.
Oh, way to bring the fucking show down.
It was funny.
I lost a dad. I know. Pain. Oh, jeez. This is going to be the worst episode ever. I'm really hoping to see this space station become part of the Resistance. I don't want it to be destroyed. I'm starting to like some of these weird, quirky side characters, you know, like the atmosphere characters.
Oh, yeah.
Like that dude that just like washes the floors. I don't know why, but I like him.
Bird minion.
Yeah. Doza's daughter's dog. I really like. I don't know why, but I liked it. It reminded me of my dogs. Well, one of them anyway. And
Fair.
I desperately want to see, as we've already discussed, Doza and Yeager kick some ass together.
Yeah, that is definitely. I want to see that. Well, especially because at this point they're fucking locked up together. Obviously, they're going to break out together.
Yep, it's going to be. Oh, dude, two soldiers. Oh, war veterans for opposite sides fighting together to kick the shit out of the First Order. Oh, it's going to be so good.
Yeah, I hope so.
Did you hear that?
If they don't, it'd be such a disservice to this series.
Seriously. I don't even care if we see Leia anymore because we've already had that and it didn't really add anything. Now I want to see a different cell of this Resistance take power from the First Order and just stand on their own. Oh, god damn it, I want to see it so bad.
That would be awesome to see. I had never even really considered that before.
All right, well, that's all I've got. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nope, that's about it for me.
All right, people, thank you guys so much for tuning in, listening to us yak on about these episodes. Finally, we got another good one. I think that's 3 in my count anyway, out of this entire series.
Sounds all right. I
thought were pretty good or all right. Let us know what you thought of the episodes or what theories you have about next week's episode and the final, this finale of this season of Star Wars Resistance. And until then, may the Force be with you.
Peace.
Princess Mimi.